What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to GmiasWorld, and I'm going to be giving you guys some more defensive tips to get your team up to par. Right now, it is very, very difficult to play defense at all in Madden 22 Ultimate Team, and I'm getting a lot of questions about it. You guys are enjoying the videos that you guys have been getting as far as the tips. I'll try to get them out as regular as possible, but I'm just going to go ahead and show you guys some of the newer updates to the team. If you guys have been following along, if you're new and you like what you're seeing so far, please feel free to go ahead and subscribe and check out the previous videos in the Madden 22 Ultimate Team playlist, and it'll lead you up to where we are currently. That way you can understand exactly the progress we've been making. Now, let's go ahead and jump over to this side of the ball. We've already had Von Miller, we've already had a DeMarcus Ware. What did we add? We added a Wosu, and we've added Lorenzo Carter. Now remember, yeah, they're out of position. It doesn't really matter. Why would I add these players? Well, all of you guys knew this from the start. The speed aspect of these players. They're very, very fast. Lorenzo Carter is super fast, and then Owosu is also super fast, right? So you're going to want to go with the speed aspect, and you're going to want to send a lot of pressure. Now, depending on the defenses that you run, this can get really, really questionable, okay? Because I run 3-4, and I started to run the meta with the 3-3-5 wide because it just plays better. And EA Sports has continuously given us a game where we have no choice but to run with the meta. Like, that's ultimately what they've done. If you look at what goes on, if you go back, like, I would say before Madden 16, you would see a lot of defensive strategies. You might see a little bit of nickel triple here and there, but 3-3-5 wide is like a safe defense to where it also prevents you from getting bombed over the top and a lot of other things from happening. So because of that, it's very important that you understand the outside rushers, them just having speed with an inside core of solid defenders is going to net you a lot more success. So Lorenzo Carter is somebody that, you know, we definitely have to take a look at. And then we have Owosu. Now, when you look at his card, right, this guy's card is really, really good on different levels, though, because he's a pass coverage guy. But it's not even about that. Like, his acceleration is 90 and he has an 89 speed. And then for the most part, EA Sports is supposed to be trying to get out power-ups for these players. That's what they were talking about on Good Morning Madden. A lot of players are going to start to get power-ups. So he's only going to get faster. And, you know, these guys are going to be causing a lot of chaos. So Carter and Owusu, those guys are really, really good. I would highly recommend that you go ahead and look at that and start to understand the basis in which, you know, you want to run it. Now, the next thing that I'm going to, you know, definitely urge you guys to do, right? DeMarcus Ware is a speed rusher. So I really want you guys to understand what that means. I thought before he was a power rusher, this definitely affects things negatively as far as the AP goes, because El Toro obviously on a power rusher is 2, and it's 3 on a speed rusher. So what happens now is this. Because you run the wide, you don't really need edge threats. El Toro is enough, more than enough to do whatever you want. The biggest issue, though, that you're going to have to figure out is how to set the guys up on the inside. So I'm using this right now, but my goal is probably going to be to take this off of him and then just give it to Von Miller. Another thing that you guys are going to want to understand, like right now, like immediately, this year's Madden, it's very, very important on inside the trenches more than it was in 21. So what you might notice people doing, if they run a 3-4, their 3 core guys on the inside are dominant, and like a couple of them have El Toro, and the guys on the outside have no abilities, and they're just super fast. The reason behind that is they have a little bit more of an authentic connection with the O lineman. So because he has El Toro, if it activates, he's going to grab that O lineman and rip his face off. But if he doesn't activate, he'll still get a shed eventually if the play continues to develop. So for now, we're utilizing this. Like I said, I would always go for a power rusher that uses less AP because I think that that's more important to try to figure it out. And that's why Von Miller is using up so much right now. And it's very, very difficult for us because we have to go back and find training and then power Von Miller up from scratch and just give him what we want him to have. And that's it. Because using up 6 is way too much. You know what I'm saying? It's taking all of our stuff. Then we could figure out what we want to do with DeMarcus Ware, or we just won't give him an ability. And then Quinnen Williams, I don't know if he's worth it to really power up, but we're wasting 1 AP with that unfakeable on his superstar card over here. So we have to start to evaluate that because we're gonna be able to free up a lot more XP, AP, and be able to do a lot more things with it if we move along those lines. So those are just some very, very important things that you should be taking a look at right now. Just understand a couple things though. when you go ahead and you do this, you know, once you upgrade any superstar, you lose those abilities. You have to then buy it back. So just keep that in mind. You are going to lose a little something from doing this. I just want to make sure everybody is highly aware of it. Also, Acrobat is so damn OP, it's ridiculous. So we may take that extra AP that we have on the other guys and, you know, start using Acrobats. Because realistically, you can't really do anything else. And unless you have a really highly powered up Cam Chancellor or, you know, you got a Junior Seau, the Lurker and all those other abilities, you can't really get them as freely as we would like right now. So we have to be very, very careful with that also. So right now, I'm looking at the fact that we need to increase the speed, right? Increase the speed of your outside linebackers no matter what you're doing. Owosu, and you're looking at Lorenzo Carter. And everybody else that's fast. Now, Jalen Ramsey, right? A lot of you guys are really down on Ramsey. Like, yo, bro, Gmia, you know, I be burning him deep for 6. He's still a really good corner. Now, I'm not going to sell him right now because I know what's going to happen. The Rams defense is set up to be so crazy that he might end up getting an upgrade so fast, it's going to make you guys head spin. You know what I'm saying? So you don't want to just go out there and just say, you know what? I'm done with this guy. You don't want to do that. I would not sell him for the 177 or whatever he's going for now. You guys have to be patient because regardless, once he gets his next card, which will probably be sooner than later, I'm telling you right now, the price of this card is going to be ridiculous. So I'm just going to go ahead, I'm going to play my cards right, and I'm going to watch it. As far as powering up the other players like Aaron Donald and other things like that, we can probably wait on that right now. I don't think that it's that much of a rush at this time. But it is something that I would recommend though. I would definitely look into doing that if you have the funds. But if you're still grinding the game and you're looking for free things, you might want to wait until part 2 of the superstars when they drop, you know, Saquon Barkley and all these other guys, because it's going to be opportunity for you to get more free cards, which will equal, you know, more things you can sell, etc., etc. So for now, though, I'm going to urge you guys to get those speedier outside linebackers. Whether you and like I said, I run 3-4, and like currently right now, I didn't run big nickel for the last 3 or 4 games that I've played. I've been staying in the 3-3-5 wide. So the defensive playbook that we're running is still consistent. We're still running the Miami Dolphins defense right now. So that's very important that you guys know where you're getting at. Obviously, 3-3-5 wide is in a lot of playbooks, but that's one that, you know, that's the one that I use because it gives me my 3-4 and it gives me big nickel also. So that's why it works out for me. In case I got to switch it up, I can always do that. Now, another question that you guys ask, okay, Gmia, if you go to big nickel, do you use the outside rushers as opposed to the rushers that you have abilities on? So, for instance, right, when you're running a 3-3-5 wide, Von Miller and DeMarcus Ware are on the inside, and you got the speedy guys Owosu and Carter on the outside. If you go to big nickel, you got to use the guys with the abilities. So you're just going to have the El Toro or whatever DeMarcus Ware has, and you're going to just have that going, and that's going to be it. Keep in mind, though, we don't have to use El Toro. We can simply go and say, you know what? We'll give Von Miller just edge threat by itself and not even give him El Toro. You know what I'm saying? It just depends on what you guys are looking to do. So objectively, right now, we're trying to work with getting more speed and things like that on our team because I think it's very, very important to understand what's going on. And doing that will make it very, very, you know, it'll make it easier for you to adapt for what you're doing. This is something that you guys need to understand, and it's something that you're going to have to make sure that you're looking into while you are doing these things. Because if you don't do that, you're going to start losing more games. So I'm actually risking it right now with the way that I have Jalen Ramsey. Because, yes, he's 85 speed. I am going to power him up and get him to 86, but I need everybody to understand it's a reasoning and a method to my madness. He just plays better zone. And I know zone doesn't really matter at all, but I'm going to stick to my guns with this, and I'm going to keep him out there. If he keeps getting burnt for 6, though, we might have to upgrade and move forward. So nothing is guaranteed. Nothing at all. But for now, we're going to leave it along these lines where I think right now, once I get some training together, I'm going to power him up, get him to an 86. We're going to take a look at Dion and probably make ourselves a Niner theme team, up his speed, and start to get into the flow of the game. Because I have yet to even put together a theme team because I'm just trying to grind the game and get wins currently right now. So that's ultimately where I am. I want to thank you guys and girls for watching. Hopefully you're having an unbelievable day. Stay well, stay blessed, and I'm going to see you guys and girls next time. One love, y'all.